I thought our energy was good, and I think that a huge part of that energy was what the fans brought us. Kudos to our marketing and promoting departments for doing what they did to bring all of those youngsters in there. I thought the energy level in this building was at an all-time high, and I think it ran right through our players. I thought the enthusiasm from the stands ran to the enthusiasm on the floor, and I think that we orchestrated a win by what our administration did to get the fans in the stands. That helped our team play to the level that the standard that we want to play. I thought that our enthusiasm, our hustle plays, we dove on the floor, we were trying to take charges, we were trying to do the things that we need to do to win games, and I think that all came from our fans, which were put in the stands by our administration. So it was a great win for the university today.
Right, and margin-wise, 20-point win was the largest over a Division I opponent this year. How good does it feel to get a big win like that, especially the ones we have been winning lately have kind of been close games down to it?
Well, I think our players played really well. I don't think they played to the score necessarily, and as much as you want a comfortable win, you want to play the next possession as hard as you can play, and I thought that's what we did all night long. It's very rewarding to have that many fans in the stands and go get a win for them, because I had an old AD tell me once that people don't come to watch you play, they come to watch you win. And we had a big crowd and they got to see us win, so I'm really excited for that. But our players deserve all the credit because they're the ones that did the hard work to go get that done.
Yeah, and offensively, 74 points. That was the biggest total since the New Orleans game, I believe, in early January. Kind of what was behind that, in your opinion? How do you think you were able to get the offense going?
Well, I think a lot of it is the young lady sitting beside me. She opens things up because she can really shoot it. I thought that we did a really good job of trying to find her, and she did a good job of executing and shooting it every time she was open. And, it's a team sport, and it takes, you don't get those shots on your own, but you can't pass it and make it. So you gotta rely on your teammate to do their role.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about kind of the turnover battle a lot this year. Only had 10 yourself, and then you forced 18 and got 25 points off of them. Just how do you think that came about? And was it kind of a focus to be able to run and transition off turnovers like that today? Our
focus was to run the ball, but it was also get the ball reversed and to take good quality shots. And I think that other games we maybe have forced some shots that we had opportunities to have kicked it, and we did that today. We didn't take very many bad shots, and we made the extra pass on more than one occasion today, and I thought that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and Jaeda today, 5 of 6 from 3. It seemed like in earlier games, teams have kind of been making sure you don't get your shots up from 3, but today you were able to do it and able to convert on them. How do you think that was kind of brought about today?
Yeah, I think teams definitely do that, but I kind of agree with Coach Chadwick. I feel like our energy and our momentum is kind of what allowed me to be more open and just sharing the ball and playing together. So.
Yeah, and then I know it kind of come in bunches for you this year. You had 6 earlier in a game this year, 5 today. You had a couple with 4. Is that kind of just catching a rhythm out there as a shooter when you get going like that?
Yeah, it's kind of just catching a rhythm and just being confident in myself, and then being confident in my teammates, knowing that they're gonna get me the ball.
And then I saw you nodding along earlier when Coach mentioned the energy from the fans. Is that kind of something that you feel out there when the game goes on, when they're getting loud like that?
Yeah, the energy from the fans is definitely good. It gives us momentum, and that's how we get a lot of buckets. So yeah.
How do you think, from your point of view, how do you think Jaeda was able to get open for those shots today and able to? Then have you seen that kind of teams wanting to take her out of games like that earlier?
Every day in practice, we have our practice players try to do things that she's going to see in the game. And I think she's on the scouting report now, so everybody knows about her. So she's learned to adapt to the fact that people are out there guarding her. But I'm very proud of what she does on that end of the floor. But the important thing also, she had back-to-back helps where she stopped somebody from driving. She left her man, went and rotated, bailed a teammate out on back-to-back plays. And Jaeda's defense is not something that she was recruited for, but she has done the job to make herself a defensive player and to be a part of a team that's top 25 in team defense. And she is a top 25 team defensive player now because she made herself do that, and I'm very proud of her for that.
Yeah, and Jaeda was part of this as well, but 34 points off the bench today, obviously a lot. I think one of the higher totals of the year. Just kind of, how important is it to have a second unit that can come in and kind of like ignite an offense like that throughout a game?
I think we've got 10 potential to be out there for the tip players. I don't know that we have a second unit, and the second unit may be the one that's out there for the jump. Because it depends on what the game situation is and where we are and what our opportunities are. But we have 10 players that I think are plug and play that make a huge difference for us. And they can all defend as well. So I like our team status if we can get that energy on Saturday, and I like our opportunities when we play again.
Yeah, and like you said, Saturday, take on UIW. I know that one was close for a lot of it and then kind of faded down the stretch in the fourth quarter last time. What do you think that they need to do in order to keep that from happening on Saturday?
Well, I think we are a different team now than we were then. I think we are a team that relies on each other, and we've had to weather a lot of storms. And I think that every time you do that, you weather a storm, it makes you a little tougher. I know UIW is a tougher team now than they were then, and so are we, so it should be a good battle.
And Jaeda, what do you think are the keys to getting a win on Saturday in that one?
I think the keys are just staying together and playing together.